I got the job. Don't know if anyone remembers my post the other day about my post-interview. I'd like to thank anyone who sent me positive vibes. Thank you, I am so happy. That is fantastic. Thank you, I have not been this happy since summer of 2020. When I told my father the news, he teared up a little because of how happy he was for me. Now that you finally got a job, you'll need to adjust to it as culture to keep the job. Your job is not about just be yourself, but in meeting and exceeding the expectations of your managers and colleagues. In my 50 years as an environmental engineer, graduate fellow, and a teacher trainer, I've had more than a dozen managers and scores of clients. They didn't want me to serve them by being me, but by my productive performance, by identifying and overcoming their challenges with practical solutions, useful research, and applicable training and teaching. You might read Tom Peters' In Search of Excellence, or take Dale Carnegie's online training. Good luck! Oh, I've been employed for the past 9 years, most of that time at the same place, so this is just the biggest transition I've had in a very long time. Thank you for the advice, though. Congrats. Whiskikelo 74 Daega, thank you. 42 reply share report save. Congrats, I can feel your excitement through the post. Wishing you success. Congrats, I can feel your excitement through the post. Wishing you success. MLA. I detect haggis. And sometimes, successfully. Learn 32 more 32 about 32 me. I got a job. After months of searching, interviewing, facing rejections and depression, I finally was able to land a job working in the natural sciences. Take that, both my advisor and my department head, who asked me if I was in the right major during my college years. Hard work really does pay off in the end, even when your grades aren't technically the best. I've always been passionate about working for bettering the environment, and I guess that passion showed to these kind folks who hired me. I'm so excited. Thank you for all the great advice given on this subreddit. I've been a lurker here for a long time. Hell yeah, your hard work paid off. Now get yourself something nice to reward yourself, even just a 6-pack or bottle of wine. Congrats, I'm so happy for you. As they say, the best is yet to come on your job success. Fantastic news. Congratulations. Very happy for you. Congratulations. I am seeking a job too. Hope me able to get a job soon too. Congratulations. I'm proud of your perseverance and all of the work you put into getting this job. Congrats. If no one has told you yet, I am proud of you. Unpaid pre-interview assignments are just an alternative way for employers to get work done for free, and that should not exist. I cannot count how many times I was asked to do assignments before an actual interview only to end up with nothing eventually. This really pisses me off a lot because some employers don't even bother to get back to you after you send your assignment. They just vanish as if you've never got in touch, and that's it. Obviously, some of those employers are either scammers or simply don't know how to treat potential employees, meaning like humans. Pre-interview assignments should be paid. The amount should depend on the given task. Simple as that. Life's short to waste it for nothing. So nobody can tell me that it is unfair to get paid for that. Yup. Had a 4-round interview task process for a company last week. I wrote and formatted a press release on Adobe, researched places where they could pitch the project, and crafted a template for a promotional email, all with 1-2 days notice. Didn't get the job. In the end, made it to top 3 out of 600 with no feedback. Just that I was great, but they went with another candidate, and that the decision was very, very tough. Asked for specific feedback and got nothing. Literally did work for free outside of my 9-5 job for nothing. Mountain Skigger, 9 hours ago was this by chance. I literally had a family go through the very same process, prepared 2 presentations. Had a 2-hour interview one day, in addition to several others. and they just saw the job reposted on LinkedIn without getting a rejection email. I agree wholeheartedly. I think any job seeker should have the option not to provide their own intellectual property without compensation for their time and effort. The discouraging thing is that they are asking for this prior to even getting an interview. It is blatant stealing. I am very burned out from being required to jump through 50 hoops before even landing an interview, filling in the same info over and over, answering their never-ending questions, and being expected to provide highly personal info before even meeting anyone. Bearing there, over there, It is really getting out of control. There should be a cap on how much of your time a potential employer can waste. The ones I hate most are those personality tests that take an hour and have more questions than college exams on them. And then they have a performance test that makes you work through an hour's worth of fake work for the company to see if you can handle it. Sure, it is all fake and in their little training program thing, but if I have to know how to work all this stuff before you hire me, when companies consistently complain that training a new hire is the most expensive thing. So now you were just trying to shark that off onto me. Fully agree. Once interviewed for a small startup, and the founder requested me to do a small project to determine my competency. And even for a small early-stage startup not turning profit at the time, he offered to pay $25 an hour for that and said, I don't believe in any free labor. I don't get good results and you don't get paid, so I believe you should always be paid for anything you do. We ended becoming friends and he told me, do not ever work for free, because once you do it once, people will take advantage of that and put on a $0 price tag on you and your work from that point on. If a small early-stage startup that is barely surviving has the decency to do so, I fully agree and believe any company should pay people for pre-interview work. Check your local laws and the fine print of anything they had you sign. In many states, pre-employment work must be compensated, and it is usually untaxed and treated as contract work. Obviously, there's no point in taking out futaceous. For many jobs that require hands-on skills, a working interview is often conducted, where the applicant works for the employer for a few hours to prove their competency. For example, it is fairly common for veterinary technicians to do this. I came into one such interview and ran 5 appointments and proved several basic skills, such as animal restraint, blood draws, analyzing old records, radiology, etc. If a tech can't do those, they are useless to most clinics and would cost money to train. After 4 hours, they paid me the local rate for a vet tech. I didn't like the clinic, so I declined their subsequent offer. For more office-based jobs, a portfolio or project may be requested. I guess it probably depends on the industry. I work in it. Specifically, DevOps and coding architectural assignments are common as part of an interview process. It has never been something that I felt was going to be used in production, but rather a way to verify you can do the work they want you to do and be able to talk about it. I have seen some places that contract you for a short assignment and you are paid, but that is pretty atypical. And it has never been before the interview. It is typically one of the final stages of the process. I suppose with other fields it would be easier to take the work done and take advantage of interviewers, but I imagine that is what portfolios are for. I think it is probably on the interviewee to smell a rat a bit here. If they just send you work to do without going through any interview, it is a scam. I think it depends on the assignment, editing document, or a few short documents when you're applying for a job as a copy editor. Totally reasonable coming up with an entire marketing plan for a new product. Not at all reasonable, of course. There are a ton of things between these two, and some are reasonable, but some aren't. To done some hiring, we rarely have people complete assignments during the hiring process, but when we do, they are always on fake things or past things. If it is editing, it is a document that we've already published with errors added back in, or if it is coming up with wording for an Instagram post promoting an event, it is not for a real event, or it's for a past event. And the amount of work is never more than an hour. Even that much expected time would be rare. Assignments are primarily only done for entry-level work as well. When a candidate doesn't have a portfolio, and only 2 or 3 final candidates are ever given an assignment to complete. I guess this is all to say that assignments can be a reasonable part of a hiring process, but many employers abuse them. I wanna agree, however, that's not always the case. For example, my assessment was something the company already dealt with, and my input was just to see how I would have dealt with it. Yes, I spent probably a week doing one basically full-time. I got an email saying how impressed they were with it. I literally came in Reddit to search for this topic to vent. I have a family member that just had a round of several interviews with a major sporting retailer and was asked to complete 2 presentations related to the duties of the job they'd be performing. Today, the family member just saw the very same job they interviewed for posted on LinkedIn, and they didn't even get an email to say they hadn't gotten the job. Not really. I have went through multiple interviews where it's used as a way to test someone's capabilities. If they want free work, I tell them no thanks. If they want me to work on a paid trial basis, then fine. Okay, my freelance rate is per hour. I'll send you an invoice. It is a proof that you can do the job you were being hired to do. Every time I've been asked to do an assignment, the work put in was like an hour. Don't get me wrong. If they were asking for a whole marketing plan, then yeah, sketchy. But it is not unreasonable to ask for a proof of qualifications. Simbispedi 11 hours ago say it's absolutely unreasonable to ask every potential candidate to essentially give you free labor, regardless of how much time it takes. The job market is already a bunch of wasted time without employers asking people to do actual homework to even be considered. 42 reply share report save continue this thread. Work samples have a high correlation to future success in a job, as do some psychometric assessments, as do structured interviews, as do structures some I got the job after leaving a job I hated last year, landed in a nonprofit that was literally in the process of being shut down, took on another job which I was thankful for, but it's incredibly stressful and was a huge mistake. I finally got a good job at a good company after months of struggling and being in a mental dark place. God is good. Congratulations. Equivalent fix 625 40 7 Norzaga. Thank you for 1 reply share report save. That is awesome. Congrats. So hard finding a good company. Congratulations. Best of luck to you in your new role. Well done. I'm glad you are moving past that dark place. Well done. You are one of only a few winners in these ridiculous times.
Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.